Hey guys, hope you're going well. Today I am talking about episode 6 of Penny Dreadful Glorious Horrors. Now, episode 6 out of 10, we only have 4 more episodes left to go till the end of season 2. So we really know that it's time to kick into gear and start setting up for a really big finish. This week was exciting because so many of our characters finally got to interact with each other. Meetings that we know that have been a long time coming finally occurred. The first instance was Vanessa's conversation with Dr. Frankenstein, and she mentions a friend that she's met and recently acquainted herself with being John Clare, the creature Caliban. So Frankenstein puts 2 and 2 together there, although he did cover that very well. The second meeting would be between Lily and Dorian Gray at the ball. Before she was Lily and she was Brona Croft, had that illicit tryst in his ballroom in season 1, and yeah, I'd nearly forgotten about that. But of course he definitely has a sixth sense about her and recognizes her. Thank goodness somebody recognizes her, because you remember from last week I was pretty annoyed that Vanessa didn't recognize that Lily was the reincarnation of Brona Croft, and that really bothered me a lot. And the third and final big meeting between Vanessa and Madame Carly, who introduces herself as Evelyn Poole and the escort of Sir Malcolm. And this is the first time that we get to see that Madame Carly is in fact has made a voodoo doll of Sir Malcolm. I think up until this point we only really felt like she was making one for Vanessa, but then she takes a lock of his hair while he's sleeping and she does her creepy voodoo witch thing when she pumps the little creepy baby heart inside his voodoo body, the doll that she's made up of him. And she's like chanting these incantations above this heart, and she pumps this little heart and then it starts beating of its own accord. And as you know, as I've said before, the thing with the dolls, whoa. The cat and mouse game that Inspector Rusk is playing with Ethan, trying to really get to the bottom of the Mariners Inn massacre, I really am enjoying. I think it's good to see the police involved in this world that's way out of their comprehension. And I think that Inspector Rusk is onto Ethan even more than he quite understands. So I do like having that human element to just make our story a little bit more grounded. So Dorian Gray's ball is spectacular, to be sure. Again, it just shows the great production design, the incredible costuming. So great. I really just love the caliber of this show. I think it's amazing. Ferdinand Lyle is such a great character. I am liking him more and more as the season goes on. He has this great line that he says to Hecate as she's sort of being all conniving. He says, you know, oh, I love the way your scales catch in the light as you coil. It's so so beautifully written. I love it. Hecate is giving Vanessa dagger eyes from across the room, and everything's okay until it isn't. And she starts parting her way. The crowd starts parting before her. The dancers still dancing and spinning around her. She makes her way towards Vanessa through the crowd. And that's when hell breaks loose, so to speak, and the blood rain starts pouring from the roof. Partner this with Ethan, who's chained himself up at the mansion and about to change into a ferocious werewolf. And that's the end of this week's Penny Dreadful. So in terms of theories of what I think we're going to see next, I am waiting for something big to happen between Dorian and Angelique. I know that I was chatting with some of you guys in the comments about last week's episode about Dorian and Angelique, and we were theorizing that something massive is going to happen to Angelique. Either she's going to betray Dorian or she's going to get killed. I don't know. We just really feel like something has to happen to her in order for Dorian to really transform into more of a darker person. He's so bland as it is now, and just want to see him do something, really. The next big thing that's going to go down as well in another side plot would be for Caliban to finally discover that Frankenstein and Lily have shacked up together, and he is not going to be happy about that. I'm also wondering if Hecate is going to be severely reprimanded for interfering with Vanessa at the ball. I feel like Madame Kali has got very clear plans and a very clear sort of design for what's to come with Vanessa's voodoo doll, and she's got it all very under control. And I know that Hecate is a little bit of a rebel. I feel like she is really going to pay for interfering and sort of stepping on her mother's toes, as it were, involving herself with Vanessa. They were some of my thoughts on this week's episode of Penny Dreadful. Make sure you leave me comments in the comment section down below. I do love sort of theorizing and predicting what we've got to come. There's only 4 more episodes left to go in the season. You can also subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews, and I will see you guys in next week's episode recap. Bye!